Welcome to kinser'skeep. Happy holidays!
With Christmas approaching, there's no better time to learn this week's cocktail, hot buttered rum.
This cocktail goes back to the colonial times, so let's start with some history. In the mid-1600s, Jamaica started sending rum to the New England colonies, and it was the most popular and most produced spirit of that time. No wonder it made its way into hot toddies. This hot toddy variation had all of the spice and introduced butter into the mix, quickly becoming New England's classic that has been enjoyed for over 400 years.
Now, I've had a few different versions of hot buttered rum, and I'm always surprised at how much it tastes like liquid cookies. I've also heard it called liquid Christmas, but here at the Keep, we like to add an extra dollop of Speculoos, just for that extra Christmas cookie magic. Haven't heard of Speculoos? It's all right. It's essentially just mashed Belgian cookie butter. Yum. You can find it pretty much anywhere online and also at most supermarkets. Now, this cocktail in general is perfect for Christmas parties. You can even set up a hot buttered rum bar so friends and family can serve themselves. So since Christmas is right around the corner, let's give Santa what he really wants. Let's make it. Rum, they told me rum. For this delicious drink, you've got to have rum. Come have a sip of this hot buttered rum, hot buttered rum. Yum, 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 yum. Ah, yes, hot buttered rum, a Christmas classic, and for good reason. It really does taste like liquid cookies. Yes. But before we do anything, we have to add boiling water to our glass mug. If we don't do that, then we'll have lukewarm buttered rum, and that's not what we're going for. So let's add it. Yum, 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 yum. Now that that's all finished, let's put that off to the side. And while that's warming up, we can start by preparing our butter batch. And something to keep in mind with the spice amounts in this recipe is that they're kind of our flavor preference. If you like more spice, add more spice. And if you like, less, just add less. Also, this recipe is for about 6 people. So if you have more guests coming over, just make sure you have at least 1 heaping tablespoon of butter per person. And then just add the spice as necessary. So let's start by grabbing our bowl that has about 85 grams or 6 tablespoons of softened, unsalted butter. And then let's add the ingredients. We're gonna start with, here it is, 2 heavy tablespoons of brown sugar. All of that. And then we'll do 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, a heavy pinch of ground nutmeg, then comes about a pinch of ground clove, and then we'll finish it off with a pinch of salt. Voila. Let's combine everything in the bowl, and we're going to use a fork, but use whatever gets the job done. And we're going to combine it all until it's perfectly combined. Don't be afraid to put some elbow grease in it. When you're done mixing, it should look something like this. But now that our butter batch is done, we're ready to build our cocktail. So let's discard the hot water from our glass mug and get ready to add our butter. But how much butter do you add? Well, in How to Mix Drinks, the book by Jerry Thomas, he uses the measurement a half chestnut, which is just a great measurement. But I've found that it kind of just tastes like tea when you use that much. So my personal preference is to go full chestnut. So let's do that now. It's easier when you use 2 spoons because they like to stick. So let's get that full chestnut in there, right into the bottom of the mug. And you'll see it start to melt because the mug is still hot. But also, don't be afraid to go double chestnut. Now we're going to add a dollop of our secret ingredient, Speculoos cookie butter. And same thing goes like we did for the other butter. We're gonna use 2 spoons because there's always some resistance going into the bottom of the glass. Add that right on top. Oh, beautiful. Now moving on to some added sweetness. We're going to put in a 1/2 ounce of our toasted cinnamon raisin syrup. And we'll put a link down below so you know how to make that. But don't fret, if you don't have that, you can just use a spice syrup from the store, even with pumpkin if you want. You can use maple syrup or simple syrup, any syrup you want, whatever works for you. If you don't put it in, you might just find yourself craving it. So let's do it. Woo. All right. And then comes about a 1/4 cup of boiling water. Right on top of everything. Now we add it this way because we want everything to become combined. And at first it'll seem like it's not mixing together, but trust me, it'll come together nicely. Just make sure that water is really, really hot. It's still a little lumpy, so let's keep going. It'll probably take about 15 to 20 seconds. Make sure you scrape the bottom. Get every last bit of that butter turned into liquid. Now, since we're done stirring, it's time for our booze. And we're gonna add Plantation Dark Rum. This is a great dark rum. It's double aged. It has amazing notes of plum, vanilla, black peppercorn, and molasses. It works great with this recipe, but you can also use Captain Morgan, it's a spice rum, and also Sailor Jerry. But when in doubt, just use what you love. 2 ounces right in the glass. Oh, it smells so good. Now that we've finished adding our rum, we're going to fill up the rest of our mug with hot water. As close to boiling as you can get it. We're gonna do one final stir. Beautiful. We're going to finish it off with a sprinkle of ground nutmeg. And that's hot buttered rum. What would go good with liquid cookies? Solid cookies? Oh, huzzah! There we go. A cookie within a cookie. Cookie-Ception. Cookie-Ception.